A team from Papua New Guinea has been accepted into the NRL. The sports premier competition has announced the side will enter the competition in 2028, and a decision that comes after more than 10 years of negotiations. This is huge news. Always huge news when a new team enters. Your thoughts on this?
No, it's great for Papua New Guinea. I see some people complaining, some of the Palangis in Australia, but for the most part, I see Papua people are happy about this. It's great. I don't see any problem with this.
If I'm a player, I'm going, that's cool, we get to go to West Papua.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
not West Papua.
I mean, sorry, to Papua. But like they get to travel more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I see it as, an extension of the season. And then also because of them as a nation, a playing nation, they've contributed so much to the game anyway.
Right.
So for them to have a team, it's kind of similar to Moana Pacifica coming on, but I think this is going to be a lot different because it's the weight of a whole entire island country behind them. Some of the complaints that you're hearing are the same ones that I'm hearing around
money.
Yeah, like why are our taxes being pumped into this team?
Yeah, and that's bullshit because Australia investment in Papua New Guinea is massive. From owning the mines, starting wars, owning forestry, fishing. Like Australian shareholders are everywhere in Papua New Guinea, and they are mining the resources, extracting the resources, enriching the Australian economy. So it's a very bullshit to say, our Australian money is going to this rugby league team. Bro, Australia steals billions, trillions from Melanesia, particularly from Papua. And I also like the fact that these players are obviously going to have massive platforms. The Papua New Guinea players are going to have platforms that are going to grow. And that means their influence, their ability to influence people politically, economically, spiritually is going to be there. So it'll be great to see that there will be an opportunity for somebody to raise West Papua, to bring up West Papua or whatever. So there's going to be that chance that it could happen. But Australia owes Papua New Guinea more money than this dude going on about 100 mil is nothing compared to the money, the wealth that gets extracted out of Papua and goes straight into Australia every fucking year.
So I think for listeners, if you're trying to figure out what we're trying to say, there's a lot of Australian commentators complaining about their tax money getting funded into this team to contribute. I think it was like around 120 million or something that's being pumped into this transition. And there's a lot of Aussie taxpayers that don't work complaining about this. But I think it's great. And one thing you touched on is how a sports team, how players can unite a country. Like we've seen it with Pele, we've seen it with a lot of South American players, we've seen it with Samoa players, Jason Tamulolo. And if you see it at a minute level, whenever there's a test match in Papua New Guinea to begin with, if you've seen those games, they're crazy.
It's their number one sport.
Rugby
league is their number one sport. Yeah. I think it might be the only country in the world where rugby league is the number one sport. Maybe Tonga now.
Yeah.
So they've got the following. I love the fact, like you said, it adds another place to travel. Papua New Guinea was the number one place I went to as a rugby player because I would never think of going there. And to have that opportunity to travel there, experience that, and that money's owed to Papua New Guinea, so money's not an issue. And rugby league now are earning millions, close to $1 billion off of Pacific Rugby League at the moment with what Tonga has done. So
to keep reminding people that the game is 50% us.
Oh yeah, and probably more in terms of economically now.
Your projections for them for a new club that signs, I think the closest thing that we can look at is probably the Warriors, who for the past 20 years have kind of just fumbled it and out of success. But I very much remember when they debuted in New Zealand, and I was a baby. But I remember the hype that was behind them. I remember the fire at the game. My siblings worked at that game. But for this team, this is going to be huge. Same thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, I think they got a real good chance. I know their Prime Minister came out and said that in 10 years' time that they will win it.
Yeah.
So, but genetically, bro, they're unbelievable athletes, bro. Like,
they are
the
not
Melanesians
scared.
are different, bro.
Yeah. That's what I was talking to my cousin about this, because he played rugby in Australia. And so we were comparing like playing Australia and New Zealand. He was like, what's it like playing the Fiji's back in New Zealand? I was like, bro, they're hard. And he's like, they're my law, man. And it's the same with like if you ever played, like I've played league against Papua New Guinea boys, bro. They're not scared and they're built like rocks, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know, they're going to scout some good foreign players.
Yep.
They're going to add in some Palangis who will be really good. Maybe even some Polynesians as well.
Hell yeah.
So, but keeping the base, the majority, Papua New Guinea is going to be great.
Yeah.
And they're going to feel the pressure. They're going to know that they're going to have to deliver.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's awesome. It's really exciting.